All right, what's up? You know what it is? We're back. It's Million New Golf. Hey, Shawn, how you doing?
Nice to see you, Connor.
Yeah, I'm back from Florida. This is the show where we try and get 1 million new people playing golf. We had a question on our Twitter page, which is @MillionNewGolf, coincidentally. AdjitKK had 2 questions, and we'll try and tackle them both at the same time. So his questions were, or was, how do you gauge distance? How do you practice gauging distance without things like TrackMan, without things like a Bushnell?
That's it.
How do you do it? So, go. What do you think?
The CNS, central nervous system inside your body, is by far and away the most, or the best machine to do this with, right? So here's a really easy task for you. Get a ball on a string. Drill a little hole inside a tennis ball, put a string through there. And I don't know, I get this at my favorite golf training aid store called Home Depot.
Yep.
So I want to send this in that direction. Now, the minimum amount of swing that you can have in a golf shot is a swing that's slightly above the stall point. So if I go a little too slow, the ball starts to stall out, it'll start dropping straight from the sky. So I want to go a little bit more, a little faster than that, and feel like it's got a certain amount of tone that's going to allow it to hold its shape. If I go way faster than that, now it feels like I'm straining. I got to hold it very hard. My arm's getting stiff and sore. I go slightly below that. So I go slightly below that effort point. So if I perform that here with a 6-iron, slightly above stall, so I'm going full range of motion. I got a target. There's my keep out sign. Feel the weight of that string. Deliver slightly above stall, and then you'll see a very specific height, flight, and distance. My distance average with that, with a 6-iron, is about 135 yards.
Okay.
So if I take that up a notch and I go slightly below strain, so if I go range of motion, that's a little bit too much strain. I'm going to go below that. So yeah, I could sustain that for a nice amount of time. So below strain in that same direction of that keep out sign, you're going, wait a second. Now I'm feeling a lot more compression with that golf ball. That's going to spin a lot more. It's going to go a lot higher. And now my distance with that is about 190, 195. Somewhere in between those two, you'll find a nice little sweet spot around 175 yards.
Perfect.
So now you've got a nice base of knowledge to do what?
Well, a couple of things. So another thing, if you had to do that, if you had to give that same explanation to like your young son or daughter,
right?
A very simple way, if you're taking your kids to the range to do this, give me your fastest swing without balance, give me your slowest swing you can do, and then give me the one in the middle, and they'll be able to observe and figure it out, right?
Goldilocks.
You know, I teach a lot of competitive kids golf, and I have a bit of a beef with Bushnells. As we become, as our phones, oh look, I got it in my back pocket, as we become more dependent on technology, sometimes we think that it's the be-all and the end-all, it's the answer to all of our, golf problems, right? So, me and Shawn both agree, Matt also agrees, right? Do you agree, Matt? Okay, that when you get a Bushnell number on the course, that is not everything.
Right.
It's just one piece of the pie in which you need to figure out, okay, how far do I want to hit it? Where do I want to land it? Is it cold? Is it hot? How have I been playing? What's my confidence like? All of those things factor into you deciding that's the number, that's the total distance that I needed to travel. But how far do I actually need to hit it, right?
That's right.
And the more you do it, the way your brain works, so we talk a lot about this, is that you have, depending on how the round's been going or how your day's been going or how your season's been going, you've got a built-up of memories that you're going to make a prediction on, and that all factors in, all mitigates, right?
That's it.
And one of the cool things, let me just say this because I think this is super cool, and I was at a Pro-Am last week and I saw this firsthand, and they're going to track this on the PGA Tour in the future, similar to like how in the NFL they would have like yards after contact.
Yeah.
So a new thing that they're going to track is basically how the ball rolls after it hits the green.
Okay.
So, when you guys watch golf on the weekend, and this could be one of the things that leads you to think that when you pull out a Bushnell and you see 150 yards, you need to hit 150 yards. A lot of these guys and girls and seniors are trying to land it at a certain spot on the green because they're trying to use the green and the slope of the green and gravity to actually help put the ball close to the hole.
Yes, exactly.
Okay?
Exactly, yeah.
So that's what we think about distance control.
Yeah, distance control, absolutely. So you know, getting back to, you know, let's say you zero in on Bushnell, it tells you 135 yards, but you're into a 4-club wind, right? So it's really windy, and you're saying, okay, if I take my 135 club, which is my pitching wedge, and I put it into that wind, the ball will come right back at me. So then you predict, you say, well, 9-iron, if I throw a 9-iron in there, yeah, that's going to balloon even more. So you go through your options, and then you get to, hey, slightly above stall point with a 6-iron. Well, that's going to land in the front of the green, and because I got all this wind, it's going to calm down the way that ball's going to land. And because I'm swinging so smoothly, it's like a nice little knuckleball with very low spin. Hey, that's the option. So you run through the options in your mind in that prediction process, and you end up with a solution that really fits. Make sense?
Yeah, and to wrap this up, I think hopefully what we're trying to encourage you to do is, you know, have the freedom to go to the driving range, or when you go play, you know, by yourself or with your friends, experiment with some of this stuff. Don't feel like you're limited to hit a 7-iron when you're at 130.
There's your curriculum. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you want to hit shots above the stall point, below the string.
Yeah.
That's it. And then see what happens when you perform those particular swings in the direction of your target, and through that observation process, then you're going to go, wow, I have something really usable that I can bring to the golf course now. So when I do take my reading with my Bushnell, I got more options at my disposal.
Okay, boom. How are we doing for time? 6 minutes. See ya.
See ya.